Hello and welcome back to Fierce Entertainment for my review of 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street in 4K UHD. This is the 40th anniversary release of the film. I will be talking about the plot of the film, the world's opinion of the film, my opinion of the film, and what it was like watching this film on the big screen, because I actually did have that opportunity, and talking about the quality of the catalog release and giving the film a ranking. So let's get on with it. One of the most intelligent and terrifying horror films of the 80s. Teenager Nancy Thompson must uncover the dark truth concealed by her parents after she and her friends become targeted by the spirit of a serial killer with a bladed glove in their dreams. But if he catches them in their sleep, they'll die for real. This release actually does have both the theatrical cut of the film, which we're all familiar with, and for the first time on home video in the modern age, because I guess there was a laser disc somewhere back in the 80s that actually had this, but you actually have the uncut version of the film on there. All right, the Real's opinion. This has been looked upon by the world as one of the best horror films ever made. In fact, it's mostly in everybody's top 10 best horror films ever made lists, which says a lot, because it's a very, very hard thing to have a scary film to actually end up in your top 10. That means that the world thinks this film is actually very, very, very good. Now let's go on to my opinion. Out of all the Nightmare on Elm Street films, this is going to shock you, but the original is not my favorite one. It's definitely, like I said, the top 3, but it's not my number 1 favorite Freddy Krueger movie by any means. But with that said, this is a damn perfect horror film. I mean, the story behind this movie, which I can make an entire video on, which I will not. Maybe I'll do that some other time. I will just simply put it very much this way. If it weren't for this movie right here, there are so many franchises that we all take for granted that have come into existence over the past 30 years, at least, if not longer, that only exists because of this movie. And that's Lord of the Rings, Seven, the Blade trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, the Golden Compass, many, many other films. Because this film right here in 1984 basically gave birth to New Line Cinema. So any film that you watch from New Line Cinema that you like, you have to pay respect to this, because it exists because of it. Now let's talk about the film itself, in my opinion of that. This is just a groundbreaking, completely perfect horror film, and it was way ahead of its time. I mean, the shit that Wes Craven went through to actually have this film get made is incredible. He was turned down by every single studio. He was turned down by every single studio across the board because of the intelligence and the very interesting plot of this film. because people never thought that a film about a dead, long gone serial killer stalking people in their dreams and killing them in their dreams, and therefore they die in real life, was so out there to everybody. 20th Century Fox, everybody, even Warner Brothers themselves didn't like this. Then he came across a very young filmmaker named Bob Shaye who wanted to take a chance on this film. And the rest is history, because out of all the horror film icons, Freddy Krueger is probably the most iconic and the most fun and the most enjoyable one of them. At least by me, he is. I know some people might have their own opinion, but if I just want a good old-fashioned horror film at random any time of the year, I know I can put one of these Freddy Krueger films in, including this one, and have such a great time with the film. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. All right, well, let's talk about the catalog quality. This is the definition of how to redo a film that was made long ago and making it better in terms of catalog quality. The 4K restoration in this film is phenomenal. Granted, you have to have Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus to actually experience that visually, which is why some people don't like and rant on the quality of this and say it could be better. I cannot stress enough, you need that Dolby Vision plus HDR10 to really truly see the difference. And the Dolby Atmos sound presentation. Wow. Quite a good sound presentation. Now, I guess the big question is, how does the physical version on home media compare to watching this 4K restoration with Dolby Vision plus Dolby Atmos in theatrical cinemas? Well, this is good, but I actually really did enjoy watching this particular version of the film on the big screen at my local cinema. Because I can tell you right now, in terms of quality and experience, I was very, very surprised how many people actually came to watch a one-night-only screening of a 40-year-old movie. A very iconic 40-year-old movie, I might add. There was a lot of people. A lot of people came to watch this movie in theaters. It was actually very, very, very cool. I was amazed. But even more amazed, I was amazed with the quality. This had more sound effects traveling around this stadium with the sound system they had than most modern movies do. And as for the picture was just as phenomenal as it is on this. And when I watched this particular copy of the film, I was comparing it in the back of my mind to what it was like to see it at the movie theaters. And yeah, I really did enjoy the way it was in movie theaters, and I definitely enjoyed revisiting it on this. Now, this is very close. And what's funny is my local cinema doesn't have 4K or Dolby Atmos or Dolby Vision. It was all downgraded to 2K and Dolby True HD sound presentation of the film, because it's a Cinemark. Cinemark don't have Dolby Vision plus Atmos. But that did not take from an experience from me. It's always been a lifelong dream of mine to actually watch a Nightmare on Elm Street, A Nightmare on Elm Street film on the big screen. This is truly a Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger film. Other than this film, which I actually had the opportunity to watch on the big screen, the only Freddy Krueger film I've ever saw on the big screen was Freddy vs. Jason back in 2003. And let's face it, that's not really a Nightmare on Elm Street film. It's not really Freddy Krueger's movie at all. It's more Jason's film. So I got what I wanted watching this on the big screen. And I will always remember it. Now a ranking of this film. We don't go past 4 stars on this channel, so if we ever did, this film would have it. But I give this a groundbreaking 4-star rating. This is a perfect movie. You can't get more perfect than this when it comes to horror films. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. Have you seen it? Have you not? Check it out if you haven't. This is a damn good movie. And I will see you next time for the last 4 reviews of my horror film event from 2024, which is going to be a very cool night of reviews. I'm going to do it all at the same time. Maybe tomorrow. It might be on the 31st. But I'm guessing it will probably be tomorrow. It's a pretty badass box set. I'm going to show off as well when I do that. So until then, Foo says check this film out, and I'll see you next time.